how is everyone doing? So it's about 9 o'clock. I'm still in my church clothes. Came from church, went straight to my parents. They live outside of the city. So it took me a while to get there and a while to get back, and the roads are a bit slippery. But I'm home now. So basically when I got inside my house, it was like instantly I'm picking things up and putting them away and da-da-da. You know how when you get home and you're like, okay, I'm gonna change and then I'm gonna get whatever I need to get done? I say that to myself, and then it's like an hour goes by and I still haven't changed, but I'm like putting clothes in the washer and this, that, and the other, and I'm doing all these things, and I'm like, wait a minute, I said I was gonna change, but I didn't. Anyways, I'm on here because I wanted to talk about something with you guys. So today I was kind of thinking, well, not just today, I've been thinking for some time about healing. So I feel like I am doing a lot of healing, and no tiger, no jumping, you stay there. And with that, with a lot of healing taking places, there's so much that like comes to life, so much emotion, so much anger, so much sadness. There's just so much that comes up, and as part of my healing, I kind of take a step back sometimes and just reevaluate my life, my situation, my friends, my family, and I just kind of, see how I fit into these people's lives and how these people fit into my life. And I know it's kind of a lot to say that, but honestly, I think that, we have, as human beings, we have to take that step back and kind of look at, what roles are people playing in our lives? Are they healthy for us? Are they not healthy for us? But I think I've been struggling a lot with just feeling like people owe me, not like people owe me something, but when people are not kind, when I come across people who are not very kind, or who say stuff that are hurtful, or that they're saying things about you, and you hear it from other people, and obviously the first response would be to get upset, confront, and deal with it, because that's not cool. Don't talk about people. It's not cool. And I don't know, for me, I'm one of those people, if I have an issue with you, I gotta talk to you like right this second, like today, because I can't sleep. But that's just how I deal with things. But in the process of it, I think when I feel like people are being like mean to me or not kind, or not even just in me, just in general, like you're not a kind person, it like irks me. It actually angers my spirit, and like, immediately I want to be like, ugh, I'm never talking to this person. I'm going to delete them all off of my entire social media and blah, blah, blah. And like, you know what I mean? But because I'm in the process of healing myself, I realize that I can't take it personally when people are not being kind. Yes, it's easier said than done, but I don't know what they're going through. I feel like people are battling so much. People have come from so much. People have come from a difficult past. They have come from so much trauma. They've come from a lot of pain. There are things and battles that they're fighting that we don't know, right? So when we are attacked, our first response is to attack back, or we go into like a defensive mode. Like we're like, whoa, wait a minute. It's like your skin. When you get a cut, your body immediately goes into a protective mode. It starts to bleed, and your white blood cells start to meet, and they basically cause a barrier so that your body doesn't get an infection, and then it starts to repair itself, right? Like your skin protects your skin is very protective. It protects you, right? So I feel like that's how our emotions are. We get a cut, somebody cuts our heart, somebody says something evil to us, and the immediate response is to go into a protective mode. And so we want to say things to them to basically defend ourselves. We want to do stuff that are gonna defend ourselves, and or we cut them out because we have to protect our heart, we have to protect our emotions, and this person is causing our emotions to be all over the place. So our first response is, I can't be around this person, they're so negative. And you know, you start to create all these things within you to justify why this person is no longer, they shouldn't be around you, or you shouldn't be around them. And it's normal. Like, our organs are even trained to do the exact same thing. When something attacks your immune system, your body kicks in, your immune system kicks in, it starts to kick out that virus or whatever it is. It's working overtime to make sure that it's, you know, dealing with this unidentified disease that's coming into your body, or this infection that is coming into your body. And it's like, no, and like, you know what I mean? You get a fever, that's your body's way of dealing with it. So I find that it's natural. It is a natural response. But I'm so grateful for my Christianity. I'm so grateful that I go to church. I'm so grateful that I'm constantly being fed, and my soul is being filled every single day, every single week, every single Sunday, every single month, because of that, because I am in this community of people who are working towards themselves, working towards a better, I guess, just a better version of themselves. I'm reminded, right? Like, I've been walking around this entire week a little bit upset, and feeling so hard done by, by, you know, some people who have offended me and made me feel bad. And then I was reminded that I can't go around expecting people to be aware that I'm also going through a healing process, that there's a lot that's going on within me that I'm working through. So be kind to me because I'm going through this. I was made aware that that is not everyone else's job. That's for me. I have to heal myself. I have to work within myself, just like everyone else around me is doing the same thing. So when somebody attacks me, I have to take a step back and think, like, why is this person doing that? They're probably going through their own things that I'm not aware of, and it may hurt what they're saying to me or how they're behaving around me, but at the end of the day, I have to let them work through it. I have to let them do their healing, come to a place where they recognize when they're hurting someone else, just like I'm working on myself. I have like 2 Bible verses that I had to kind of repeat to myself to remind myself that we're all human and we make mistakes and we hurt each other. You know, I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of hurting other people just like other people hurt me. But the only difference is that if I acknowledge it, then I have to make the first step, right? And whoever that hurt me or hurt you will make the next step when they get there, right? We're all at different levels in our lives where, you know, some of us are just starting to deal with some traumas that we've gone through in our lives, and so we're a bit on edge about things, and some of us have done a lot of healing, so we are, I'm not saying like a couple steps ahead, but you're more aware of the things that take place and how we respond to them. So one of the first verses I'm going to touch on is Jeremiah 30:17. It says, God will restore health to you and heal you of your wounds. I like that one because restoring health. I think that when we are wounded, we are sick, and therefore when we're sick, we go around infecting other people with our sickness. We're bitter, we're angry, we're evil, we say really mean things to other people because we're sick inside. So we go out there and we dump it on other people as a way of dealing with it. You know, when you're unhappy, it's like misery loves company. When you're unhappy, you go around making other people unhappy. Maybe you don't intentionally mean to do it, but you still do, right? Because you're sick. So it says God will restore health to you and heal you from your wounds. So everything that we have gone through our whole lives, the people who have hurt us, you know, you've been through an abusive relationship, you were an alcoholic at one point in your life, you were abused as a child, whatever it is that you've gone through in your life, you're sick. You're walking around and you're sick. So how you are going to behave and the shown, right? You're going to go around, you're going to be mean to people, you're going to be this, that, and the other because you're sick, right? So God will heal you. You have to trust that God is working in you, but you also have to allow God to work. So you have to acknowledge that there's things inside of you that are not okay. You have to allow God to work within you. So that's kind of that message for me, for you guys. Jeremiah 30:17. Read that. Honestly, it's just such a powerful message. And then another thing is, I just want to say that we don't have the power to control what other people say to us, right? Like, people can be very unkind. I'm an emotional person, so when somebody is mean to me, my response is, I'm gonna fight you. It's like, ow, I would never do that to you. Why would you do that to me? But I don't know, maybe I have actually hurt other people. You know what, not maybe, I have done that. I've hurt other people, but I don't know that at that time. And you know, the next person will be thinking, ow, Maddie, that was not very kind. So we don't have the power to control how other people treat us, but we have the power to control ourselves and how we respond to other people. You know, if someone's not kind to you, you have the power to respond to them in a kind way, because you know, two wrongs don't make a right. Two mean people don't make a good person. If somebody's not nice to you, you know what? Send healing their way. Say, God loves you, I love you, and I hope that, you know, you will find peace and love, and, you know, you'll return it around somehow, right? Because most of the times when we act out is because we're hurting, right? So I think that if we take that responsibility to be like, okay, yeah, what was said to me wasn't cool, but I'm not going to do that to them either because it hurt me, so I don't want to hurt them, right? You don't get ahead by, you know, getting one over the other person. Like, oh, so you disrespected me, let me go disrespect you. No, it's not going to get you anywhere, and you know, that's how war is created. I think, I don't know. But you know, you won't get anywhere by retaliating. You have to take ownership of your own actions and realize that you know, your actions and your words are so powerful. They have the ability to really destroy someone emotionally. And you know, I know that there are people out there who someone has said something to them and has created a really like a really deep wound, you know, and that's something that they have to heal from. So I think that because we are aware that our words are powerful and our actions are also powerful, we can use them to lift up other people and to be kind to other people and not put other people down. So I had to remind myself all this week, and today it was, you know, my pastor's message was so powerful, and it reminded me that when someone is not kind to me, I have to just send healing, as hard as it is, as that part of me inside that's like, like, you see, that happened to you because of this. Like, I have to remind myself that that is not my place to do that. I am not going to rejoice when someone else is in pain or when something bad happens to them, because they're going through their own thing like I'm going through my own thing, and I have to just send them healing and love. I have to send that their way. Because when we're so bitter and angry and we wish bad upon other people, it takes so much more strength, you guys, for you to be angry and mean towards someone else than it is for you to just release it and let it be. You have to release other people who are not kind to you for yourself also. Even if, like, you're like, oh man, you are a special kind of human being, you have to let them go. You have to send them good energy, good vibes, pray for them, because that way you're also releasing yourself from walking around with anger and resentment towards them. Okay, so then another Bible verse that I really love, this is Gabriela's mug, by the way, you guys, don't tell her I'm using it. Another Bible verse that I really love, you guys, is Philippians 3:12, the new, is it the new, no, I don't think it's the King James Version. I'm not too sure which one it is, this one, but it says, just one second here. It says, not that I have already obtained all this or have already arrived at my goal, but I press on to take hold of that for which took hold of me. So, okay, that's not the version that I like. Let's see which one I like. Oh, it's like as if I wrote this one. Messages. So the message. So this one says, I'm not saying that I have it all together, that I have it made, but I am well on my way reaching out for Christ, who has so wondrously reached out for me. Oh, I love it. I love it. This is exactly how I'd say it. I don't have it made. I'm not already there. I am a work in progress. But I am well on my way. I'm reaching out for Christ, who has so wondrously reached out for me. Friends, don't get me wrong. By no means do I count myself an expert in all of this. But I've got my eye on the goal where God is beckoning us onwards to Jesus, and I am off running and I'm not turning back. I love that. I love that so much because it's true. We don't have it made. Half the time we don't know what we're doing. Half the time we need to just, somebody needs to check us. God needs to check us and be like, hey, what you're doing is not okay. But you know what? Taking that step to acknowledge, like, I don't have it all together, God. You need to help me out. I'm a little bit angry at so-and-so, and I'm feeling some type of way. So I need you to just check my heart. I need you to help me out to get through this. You're already on your way. You're already reaching for God. You're already reaching for Christ, and He's reaching back to you, right? You have to take that step to be like, I'm not okay. My heart is not okay. The way I'm thinking about so-and-so is not okay. The way I'm feeling right now, what I wish on somebody else is not okay. When you take that first step to realize that, to ask God for that help, to ask for that hand, you're already on your way, right? You don't have it made. We're not perfect. We make mistakes. We hurt each other. We say we're not kind. We gossip. We're evil towards one another here and there. But I think that we just have to take that step and say, hey, this isn't right. You might not acknowledge it today, tomorrow, next week, even next month, but at one point when you do realize that this isn't okay, I hope that you reach out to God and say, God, I need your help with this part of my life. So I just wanted to come on and talk to you guys about that in my healing right now, I'm going through a lot of personal healing. There's so much behind closed doors that you guys don't know, and I don't share too much right now because I don't even know what's going on with me. But in the process of that, in the midst of that, I had to take a step back and realize that what others are saying or doing or how others make me feel, I can't retaliate. I can't do that to them. I have to work on myself and I have to pray for them so that God can touch them and God can bring them to a healing place like He's doing for me, so that they can also encounter healing. And so I'm praying for each and every one of you. I love you guys so much. I pray that God will touch you wherever you are, that He will heal you wherever you are. That He will heal your broken heart, that He will, heal those wounds that are still open, that He will find you in a place wherever you are right now dealing with whatever it is behind closed doors, that God is with you, that He is locating you, that He's helping you through it. I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart, because God's hand is at work in my life and I know it. And I just want everyone to feel it. I want everyone to feel the love and the healing that is taking place. This video is way too long, but I love you guys so much. Have a good night.